This is honestly a topic I've been putting off for a while because I've tried not to talk about many of the Straw Hats post-time skip or just comparing pre-time skip and post-time skip because that conversation can just lead us places that I don't want to go yet, but I think it's time to just have a conversation about Nico Robin. And, you know, it's been said, people have talked about this a lot as far as like what Nico Robin is pre-time skip and what she is post-time skip. I don't necessarily want to focus on that as far as like what she was versus what she is now. We're going to talk about it, but I want to talk about my expectations for her in Wano, what I expect her to do, and how we could really see the return of Nico Robin as we knew her pre-time skip. What is the Nico Robin that we want to return? I think we have like a clouded or jaded view of Nico Robin pre-time skip, but I don't think it's necessarily a Nico Robin problem. It's more so a Straw Hat problem. Because we've heard it time and time again. Zoro is better pre-time skip. Sanju is better pre-time skip. I think Nami has actually progressed, or she's been at least the same because of her importance to the crew. I think that's the main thing. Nico Robin's relevance and importance. As a character, I think she's pretty much the same. This may be a bit personal for me because Nico Robin, just rereading and rewatching some of her scenes and moments, she's one of my favorite Straw Hats. And I think it goes back to her introduction and her backstory. Personally, the best backstory in One Piece. Just everything she went through, not even as a child with Saul and Ohara, but even after that. Basically being a kid with a 79 million berry bounty, being betrayed by individuals and organizations time and time again, that takes its toll. And so for Nico Robin, where she is now in her journey as a Straw Hat, it's a beautiful story. But what do we miss about Nico Robin? What do we love about Nico Robin? Well, again, I mentioned her introduction. First time she's really introduced to us is after she blew up Igaram's ship, and she showed herself to the Straw Hats before Little Garden. She felt like a threat. She managed to disarm the Straw Hats without even moving. She was someone that we had to worry about. Elegance, mystery, strength, sophistication. Nico Robin embodied that. Or should I say, Miss All Sunday. We also cannot forget how she disarmed and just embarrassed the Will of P member himself, Pell. And this was enraged Pell because he now knows she killed Igaram and she casually destroys him. And something key about Nico Robin that isn't really talked about, but I think it shows the difference in character in regards to before she joined the crew and after she joined the crew and her progression as a Straw Hat. And this isn't necessarily Nico Robin character analysis, but you know, maybe that's something we should talk about. However, Nico Robin's eyes. Oda did a marvelous job of displaying the tenacity, the vigor, the determination in Nico Robin's eyes before she joined the crew. She was someone on a mission, and then after she got to the Poneglyphs, she reserved herself to die. Luffy saved her. Her eyes. It's always been a focus of her character. If you go back and reread the story, just focus on Nico Robin's eyes and how important they are to just display the emotion and just the development of this character in every situation that she's in. I think her eyes are something that Oda definitely focuses on to tell a story without spelling it out for us. But Nico Robin, as we know her, she is a problem. Casually disarming several Marines without really doing much. The Devil Child Nico Robin, as we saw her, we believed the bounty. We believed that she could live up to the hype. So after seeing how amazing she was in Alabasta, the potential she had, the strength she had, the skills she possessed, Nico Robin was going to be a huge addition to the crew. But I think even after she joined, immediately there was a shift. Again, not only in her eyes, but her purpose. Yes, she joined the crew and she should arguably be top 4 as far as importance, relevance, and strength. But she immediately became an information hub. Nico Robin, based on her travels, what she knows and what she can do, Oda has to purposefully limit her role on the crew. The chapter after Nico Robin joins the crew, or Luffy and most of the Straw Hats except for Zoro, they accept her on the crew. She informs Nami about the log pose. And she, of course, is telling the audience information and also telling Nami things based on how well traveled she is. Nico Robin pre-time skip was that character, where she knew a lot, but she only revealed what she knew when the time was right. Because in a story, building suspense, mystery, Nico Robin is a character that can dispel all of that because she knows a lot. She probably knows too much. So for Oda, and this goes on post time skip, and we'll get into that, he has Nico Robin in somewhat of a reserved role, because if she's too much in the forefront, a lot of things would not go down the way they would, because again, she's too knowledgeable and her devil fruit is kind of broken. I tweeted that Nico Robin should be unstoppable. And unstoppable being a bit hyperbolic is looking at how her fruit operates, because a lot of people feel like Nico Robin should be a color of armament user. I really think Nico Robin would thrive with better observation hockey. But this isn't a power skill in Nico Robin video, but just know she is absolutely devastating with how she can sprout her arms anywhere. She said it herself, power and speed does not matter because they can sprout anywhere she wants them to. So that's just insane on its own. But I think what's interesting with Nico Robin is what drives her. And of course, history, her lineage, those are things that are important to her. We saw that in Skypiea, her versus Yama. That is a moment I really cherish, because that's the last time Nico Robin actually had a full-fledged fight where she was in the forefront, and she definitely did her thing. She showed how creative she could be with her devil fruit. She gave us a glimpse of what Miss All Sunday was. Somebody that was creative, powerful, and could be devastating if need be. And we can't forget just elegant and sophisticated whilst doing it. Like Nico Robin, how I describe her is like, it's almost like elegant destruction. Like she will snap your neck, but do it so beautifully, you wouldn't mind that your neck is snapped. That is Nico Robin. But again, going back to her journey, from the hope she gained from the Straw Hats, at the beginning of the despair when she met Aokiji again, seeing everything she put them through, and then we get to Water 7 and Enies Lobby and her basically succumbing to CP9, then eventually telling Luffy she wants to live. After showing glimpses of just giving up on life in Alabasta, it was almost like she was blossoming. Nico Robin was supposed to be the X factor that the Straw Hats needed. Then Sabaody happened. There was nothing she could do versus an Admiral, but this was despair. This was true despair for everyone. And then we go into the post-time skip. And a lot of people compare pre-time skip and post-time skip. And again, Nico Robin is the same character post-time skip. The issue, and the major issue, is that she doesn't have as much screen time. For me, I evaluate pre-time skip versus post-time skip like this. Pre-time skip, they're gathering the crew. They're trying to figure things out, trying to find an identity as a group, as a unit. Post-time skip, the goal is now to gather information. When you have someone that's an information hub like Nico Robin, you could probably ask her anything and she would have the answer to it. So for most cases and most instances, especially with her devil fruit and how it operates, you have to keep her in the back seat, because then things would be resolved too quickly. Maybe Oda creating Nico Robin was a bit too ambitious, but I think she's an amazing character. She just doesn't get enough screen time. Post-time skip when Nico Robin has been, again, information and significance in special moments. She still has her dark sense of humor like she did pre-time skip, whereas in Thriller Bark she mentioned that the Cerberus was cute. In Zoe she mentioned that Ryunosuke was adorable. But the time skip itself presents issues. Something that's going to be revealed in Nico Robin's novel is that the person that brought her to Sabaody was Sabo. Nico Robin didn't mention anything about Sabo to Luffy, but that in itself shows the issue with Nico Robin. She was with the revolutionaries for 2 years, and we know little of what she learned with them. And again, with pre-time skip and post-time skip, a lot of people expect progression, not only in strength, but also knowledge and just relevance. Nico Robin post-time skip has been a lot more reserved than she was pre-time skip, because now she probably knows too much. But I can't forget the great moments post-time skip I've gotten from Nico Robin, which goes back to her strength and what Oda is using her for, information and translation. The conversation she had with King Neptune, talking about Joy Boy, the apology letter, and giving us basically a foundation for what we found out from Roger and Odin in that flashback. In Dressrosa, she was still doing what she does best, infiltrating the underground world. Granted, while she was there, she didn't complete the things that we know she can, and in some ways she was sacrificed for Usopp to kind of bloom and blossom, and that's part of the issue. Nico Robin, based on what we know, she should be better, and I think she's caught in the antagonist to protagonist syndrome, where once you're an antagonist, you're amazing, you're badass, you're unstoppable. Once you become a protagonist, it seems like you fall off a cliff, and you become a shell of what you you showed as an antagonist. The reason why Nico Robin gets so much criticism is because we still see Miss All Sunday. We still remember Miss All Sunday and how terrifying she could be. So we want that for Nico Robin. Yes, she managed to stop Hakuba in Dressrosa. Yes, she was fighting Diamante in Dressrosa. But is that it for her? Enzo talking about the road poneglyphs and Raftel, that's her comfort zone. That's where Oda lets her shine. But we know that. I mentioned Nami earlier, and Nami has somewhat taken a step forward as opposed to pre-timeskip, whereas in every arc, she's had a relevant role in not only the story, but in resolving issues, especially in Whole Cake Island. That's where I think Nami was just so imperative for the Straw Hats getting out of there. Not only defeating Cracker, but maintaining the River cards, taking Zeus away. Nami was integral to that plan succeeding. Not saying Nico Robin hasn't had moments like that, but it's been very low-key because, again, when she first joined the crew, she mentioned one of her specialties was assassination. If this was a different story, maybe she would have assassinated people already, but Oda has somehow turned the assassination side of Nico Robin into infiltration. And we saw that when she infiltrated Orochi's castle. She got a ton of information for the Alliance, but those things, they don't get as much love and as much attention because we want to see Nico Robin in a high pressure situation, in a high intensity moment, like her versus Yama, in which she came through when she needed to. Those are moments we want to see Nico Robin in because we know she can do it. She has decades of experience. This is something that's not new to her. So for Nico Robin being this reserved and someone post-timeskip over-sexualized character, I think sometimes it takes away from her sophistication, that elegant destruction that we saw from her pre-timeskip. I'm not saying we should completely change Nico Robin's character, but I think we need to bring back those moments that Nico Robin showed just how badass she can be pre-timeskip. I still like Nico Robin, but can we get some of those moments post-timeskip? Think in Wano, everything is set up for her to shine. There are poneglyphs here for her to find, but also I think there are enough opponents that Nico Robin can finally either get a one-on-one fight or a significant matchup so we can see a glimpse of Miss All Sunday again. Personally, I think she's going to fight Black Maria. I think she has the tools for it. She has the ability with her Hana Hana no Mi, Gigantesco Mano, Mil Fleur, Treinta Fleur. Nico Robin has a bunch of abilities that I think would suit her fighting someone as large as Black Maria. So I suppose going back to how much she contributed to the cause by getting the information from Orochi, learning different things about Kaido, and coming through in the clutch in Wano, we could see Nico Robin return to form. However, if she has an amazing moment in Wano, that has to continue. But the main reason why I have hope for Robin is because of how relevant she has to be going forward. The closer we get to the end of the story, the more important Robin's knowledge and expertise is going to be counted on here. So maybe that's why Oda had her in the background most of the time skip, because coming up to the latter arcs, she's going to be absolutely needed. I know one of the theories was that Robin could get kidnapped. It still could happen, but regardless, I think Nico Robin is going to be extremely relevant as the story progresses because she has to be. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about Nico Robin? Again, I think she's the same character post time skip. Like, not much has changed. She just isn't given the opportunities to show exactly how much she can do, and that's by design. Again, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about Nico Robin? What do you expect from Nico Robin in Wano? If you would like the picture in the thumbnail, make sure to check out Tina Fate on Twitter. That's where it is. First, follow me on Twitter at BrogDAce. Follow me on Instagram at brogd.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Like and subscribe as well. Man, I really hope Nico Robin makes a comeback because I really like Nico Robin's character. But yeah, like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.